I remember the day perfectly. Sunlight filtered through the thin blinds of my tiny apartment, casting stripes across my floor. It was my 28th birthday, but no balloons, no cake, no cheerful texts from the people who were supposed to matter most. Only my phone, buzzing occasionally with generic notifications I ignored. My name is Emily. I'm 28, recently divorced, and living alone in a city that doesn't care whether I exist. The first morning of my birthday began quietly, too quietly. I made coffee, my hands trembling slightly from the leftover tension of last night's insomnia. I stared out at the street below, cars rushing, people laughing on the sidewalks, but I felt invisible. A notification popped up. It was my mother. "Don't forget today, Emily. Family dinner tonight. Your father has something special for you." I froze. Family dinner. My stomach tightened. My father and mother had spent the past 3 years busy with their lives, leaving me to manage everything else. My job, bills, heartbreak. Their special gifts were often lessons in guilt and manipulation, wrapped up as love. I hesitated. The apartment felt safer, quieter, and I had plans to simply survive today without being reminded of my loneliness. But something inside me sparked. A faint, dangerous spark. This birthday, I decided, would not be about their rules or their expectations. 2 weeks before, subtle signs hinted at the usual pattern. My father called me, casually, about a car loan my younger brother had taken. "He's struggling a bit, maybe you can help." Help, that word had grown heavy over the years. First it was small favors, then bills, then emergencies. By the time I realized it, my life was structured entirely around other people's debts, mistakes, and whims. I'd paid their credit card balances, covered my brother's overdrafts, wired money for overdue utilities. They called it family support. I called it exhaustion. I had proof. Every transfer logged, every message saved, every screenshot backed up on my cloud. I had started a folder 2 years ago titled Family Finances, Emily. It was my secret armor, though I never imagined I would need to use it this way. The day arrived. I dressed carefully, though not festively. A plain blue dress, soft cotton, comfortable enough to move freely if I had to escape if things turned ugly. I carried my laptop, the folder, my bank app open, receipts ready. I walked into the familiar restaurant where my parents insisted we meet, a place they loved because it smelled expensive, served wine in glasses that cost more than my rent, and made them feel superior. "Emily," my mother's voice rang like church bells. She ran to hug me, but her eyes flicked past me to my laptop bag. I didn't react. I just smiled politely. Jason, my younger brother, was already there, juggling his 2 kids with the ease of someone who never had to worry about money. "Happy birthday, sis," he said, tossing the smallest one a stuffed toy and glancing at me, expecting some gracious acknowledgement. I put my bag on the chair next to me and sat down, smiling tightly. This is where I drew the line. The appetizers arrived, and so did the guilt-laden conversation. "Emily, we've been thinking," my mother began, but I interrupted softly, clearly. "Before we go on, I need to show you something," I said. My voice held the calm I had been practicing in the mirror for weeks. I opened my laptop, navigated to the family finances, Emily folder, and clicked open. Rows of numbers, receipts, PayPal confirmations, bank statements, every transfer over the last 36 months. Mortgage top-ups, credit card settlements, emergency car repairs, medical bills, streaming services, everything. Jason froze mid-bite. His eyes widened at the totals. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. My father leaned forward, frowning at the screen. I clicked through each line, slowly, deliberately. "In the last 36 months, I said, soft but firm, "I've sent this house just over $60,000, and every time you told me it was a temporary thing, just until things calmed down." My mother's voice quavered. "Emily, that's not we did." I stopped her. "No, I'm not arguing, I'm showing facts." I tapped on the next tab, notes I had taken alongside each transfer. Jason's credit max $2,500 June 2022. Water heater $900 August 2022. Electric overdue $400 March 2023. Mortgage top-up $1,200 March 2022. Each line was a story, each number a moment they expected me to quietly cover. The restaurant went silent. A child dropped a fork. Nobody noticed. "You made us look bad," my mother whispered, more to herself than anyone else. I shook my head. "I'm not making anyone look bad. I'm making sure the truth is visible. Every single payment, every single expectation. I am done pretending that being taken for granted is love." My father spoke for the first time, voice low and tight. Family doesn't put a mortgage in their daughter's name without telling her everything." I nodded. "Exactly. Family doesn't spend her money on brunches, vacations, and emergencies, then call her selfish for leaving. Family respects boundaries." Jason tried to protest, "But I can't pay this back." "You won't have to," I said. "I'm not making anyone pay me. I'm stopping all automatic transfers, all payments from my account. Starting today, the responsibility is yours. You live with the consequences now." My mother's face turned white. "You wouldn't, you caw." "Yes, I can," I replied. "I will no longer be the safety net. I am stepping out of your financial emergencies and into my life." She gasped, tears threatening. "Emily, but what about the kids, the house?" I closed my laptop slowly, sliding it toward the middle of the table. "What about me? I've spent 3 years ensuring you never had to face the consequences. The house, that's your risk now. The bills, your problem now. I will not bleed for free anymore." For a moment, they were silent, as if the air itself held its breath. I pulled out a folder with a printed letter. "Notice, effective immediately, all automatic payments for the Miller household stop. Emily Miller removes herself as co-borrower where possible. All further financial responsibility is yours." My mother shook her head, almost whispering. "Emily, you're cruel." "No," I said. "I'm clear, I'm setting boundaries, I'm safe. And that is not cruelty, that is survival." 3 days later, I called the bank. I removed my name from the mortgage. I canceled all joint accounts. I ensured that the resort booking they planned with my card was canceled, the refunds returned to me. They had counted on me to silently absorb their expenses again. I refused. The fallout was immediate. My mother and father argued, shouting behind closed doors. Jason tried to cover bills he could not afford. They realized for the first time that I wasn't just their daughter. I had been their hidden accountant, their secret money source. Now I was. By Christmas, I had moved into a new apartment. Nothing luxurious, just safe and mine. I watched my bank account grow slowly, steadily. I bought gifts for myself, paid for my therapy, took myself on small trips, and slept peacefully for the first time in years. They tried to reach out, mostly my mother. Emails, texts, even calls. I didn't respond immediately. I let silence do the talking. When I finally did, it was on my terms. Neutral ground, no money involved, boundaries clear. Months later, the truth settled into place. My parents and brother began to manage their own responsibilities. I attended family dinners occasionally, but never with my bank account in my back pocket. And me, I celebrated the next birthday with friends in my apartment, candles on a small cake, and a sense of peace that was mine alone. For the first time, the number of dollars I transferred no longer defined my worth. Takeaway. Real family respects boundaries. Users exploit them. Standing up isn't betrayal, it's self-preservation. Being loved doesn't require being spent. Money and care are different currencies. This was my 28th birthday gift to myself, freedom. Title: I flew across the world to babysit their kids, but their vacation cost me everything, my silent revenge. Thumbnail script: they thought I'd smile, pay, and stay quiet. Instead, I revealed every transfer, every lie, every secret. Family vacations can't hide the truth forever.